Well, thanks for staying with us. We're back, and I'm joined in studio now by Roger Schlesinger. In some circles, he's known as the Mortgage Minute Guy. Roger, always good to see you.
Good to see you, Don.
Well, now, Roger, we are seeing, I think, probably a phenomenon in our lifetimes. I mean, we have, economies cycle up, they cycle down. But what we're seeing right now is really unlike anything that we've really experienced in our lifetimes. Am I correct?
Oh yes, it's far lower than I've ever seen, and I've never seen so much fear, fright, confusion, regulation. They're all there.
Well, it's really interesting. I mean, we see 20,000 kids over in occupying Wall Street, and they're doing it in cities like Los Angeles, Chicago, and Boston. I said at the top of the show, they're in the wrong cities. They should be occupying Washington. That's
Absolutely.
where the problem is.
Well, they asked one kid, why he was there, and he said, I'm against capitalism. Well, what do you want to replace it with? And he went.
Well, I mean, despite all these problems, I mean, this represents a time of opportunity. I think what it is, I think the Chinese symbol for chaos is also the same symbol for opportunity. I read that somewhere once.
Really?
And so in a chaotic situation like this in the economy, opportunity exists because real estate prices are near record lows. And of course, interest rates to finance real estate prices are at historic lows. But the problem is getting qualified, right?
Yeah, it's still the problem of getting qualified. And in my idea, they're qualifying the wrong people, and they're letting the best borrowers sit on the sidelines. And those are the self-employed borrowers. Mm-hmm. Because if I was going to bet on anybody who's going to make the next month's payment, I'd bet on the self-employed guy. Because he's always making the next month's payment in his mind. Every day it's all about the next month's payment. The employee just knows his check is coming. If his check stops, he doesn't have a clue.
Well, you're absolutely right, because a self-employed individual is making payroll every month. He's making supplier payments every month. He's got everything. Rent on his facility. Yeah, he's going to make that house payment. You're absolutely right. Yeah. So let's talk about self-employed, because we have a program here that talks about a lot of people that are obviously self-employed. What can a self-employed person do?
Well, it's not easy. We do have some lenders who will lend on assets. So if you have enough assets, they can do an asset depletion program. It's not the rates that we're looking at now. They're a little higher, but they can get financed that way. If they can get a family member who's employed to go with them on it, and they can get an FHA loan. We have some self-employed loans. They're not very good. And I'm not even sure of the lenders about them, but there are some out there. But I will tell you this, in my opinion, and I've been in this business a long time, within 6 months, self-employed people will be able to get good loans again.
Okay.
They just can't hold them out any longer than this, because they're simply killing something that doesn't need to be killed. You have hope right here, and you have reality right here. And if you could get hope over to reality, or reality over to hope, and put them together, it would be over. And that's what it is. If we could get the mortgage market calmed down enough that we could let self-employed people back in with stated income. Now, they'd have to have very high FICO scores, and they'd have to have a lot of reserves. But that's all you want out of anybody. It's just a high FICO score and a lot of reserves and a relatively low loan-to-value. If you got that, you should be able to get a loan.
Okay, so a self-employed person's watching us right now, and they're saying, I need to talk to this guy. So how do they talk to this guy?
You can call us at 866-288-0088, 866-288-0088. You can go to the website Mortgage Minute Guy, and on the website there's a little section that says Ask Roger, and you can write me a personal note, and I'll get right back to you with it.
Again, Roger Schlesinger, the Mortgage Minute Guy. The website is mortgageminuteguy.com. Roger, I think your message is falling in a lot of receptive ears. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.